order to remain eligible for financial aid, students need to be making satisfactory academic progress. So this is something at the end of every semester. Financial aid runs essentially an equation against every student at KVCC. We notify the students who have received financial aid of what happens based on that equation. So what is the equation? We verify whether or not you're passing 67% of the classes you attempt. And we also look to see if you have a 2.0 GPA. So this is different than the academic probation that someone else might have already talked to you about. With financial aid, what I mean by 67% of attempted need to be passed is, let's say you take 12 credit hours of classes. So you take 4 3-credit hour classes. Let's say you get a 4.0 in 2 of those classes. So 6 out of 12, not only did you pass, you got a 4.0, but the other 2 classes you withdrew from. You attempted those classes, but you didn't receive a passing grade. So when we look at you for the GPA, you have a 4.0. There's no issue there. But when we look at you for that 67%, you're at 50%. So although your GPA is good, you're not meeting the other measure. And so what we'll do the first semester is we'll say, look, you're on warning. You need to bring that up. And so the next semester when you come back to KVCC, let's say you take the same course load, you have 4 classes, each are 3 credit hours for 12. You pass all of them. Now you're going to be in good standing. You're over that 67% at the end of that semester, assuming you continue to have a very high GPA. So every semester we're going to look at this. You can fall in and out of warning throughout your career. We hope you buttress yourself enough that even if you have a semester where you might have to withdraw from a class, it's okay. Again, you do have some leeway. You don't have to pass everything, just 2/3 of the classes that you complete. One thing I will say, if you are thinking about withdrawing from a class, I strongly encourage you, even if you're not a financial aid student, to check in with financial aid and talk to us about what that might mean for you. Sometimes it may make more sense, particularly if you're a financial aid student, to hang in there, and maybe that 4.0 GPA is something you've been working hard, you want to withdraw because you don't want to affect your 4.0, but withdrawing may create a problem with financial aid. We want to advise you on your options. We'll never tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but we will tell you the consequences for financial aid. So what is withdrawing? So this is something that students get a little confused about, and it's so important for financial aid. Usually when you have a 15-week class, you have 2 weeks at the beginning of that to drop the class. What that means is you took the class, you're in it, and you've decided this isn't for you. During that drop period, that class doesn't count as attempted, you don't get financial aid for that class, and you also don't get charged for the class. So you have the right at the beginning of each of your classes to determine if you should stay in that class. If you stay in that class past the drop date, you now are taking that class. You're eligible for financial aid if you meet class attendance standards. We're going to charge you that class, and that class is going to show up on your transcript. So now it's a withdrawal. So if you get past that point in the semester and you determine that maybe you're not going to be successful in the class, that may be okay. But do contact the financial aid office to see what the consequences could be for you specifically. Thanks so much.